How we doing, people? Happy Labor Day. And also, this is the last Monday show before football starts. I say that because you know how I say everybody competes with one another? Technically we compete with Monday Night Football. And a
I
lot of
don't blame.
times, well, yeah, I mean, speaking of which, man, I can't tell you how many times where I'm like, hey, we're getting off the show and I'm gonna basically just watch the game and continue with my nightly routine. Oh wow. I just realized I have my work safety glasses on. Excuse me.
I was curious on that.
Yeah, so those are the safety glasses I gotta wear to work. So I mean I didn't work today, but usually I just keep them on my head because I was doing some woodworking, doing some art stuff. So yeah, just kind of a habit to keep them on the head. I usually don't I don't wear them around as like a fashion thing, no. Absolutely not. But it's been weird, man. I've had myself an interesting week. Remember that photo you saw me with a bunch of boards? It was on my personal Insta.
Maybe I'd have to
Uh,
say it again.
yeah. So I actually went to it was a surprise for a guy turned pro.
Oh, skateboard board, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that kind of board. Yeah. I'm thinking you just like with logs.
So One Legacy, as you can see right here, it is the first adept skateboarding brand.
The
Yeah,
first
it's pretty
what brand?
crazy, man. Yeah, One Legacy skateboards,
No, the first what brand? Adept?
adaptive. So
What do you mean by
they don't
that?
use instead of handicap, they use adaptive.
Mm, I've
Yeah,
never heard of such.
yeah, I haven't heard of it until I met the guys, man. But I mean, I've seen them around. Guys don't have certain limbs. One guy can't use his legs, but they're absolutely incredible and they're very good to guys. The establishment they picked was definitely not my cup of tea. It's a grease pit. It's dirty, and to say the least, I haven't had a drink since January. But to say the least, I'm not going to be one of those guys that say I watch Bar Rescue, but I will say this. If they serve flat beer and
Gross.
I saw these guys drink flat Stella drafts,
Nothing wrong with Stella, but flat, gross.
Stella is a good beer, but it was flat. You can tell by the head of the draft. They served it in the right cup and everything, but it was flat. I even like took a sip for like the hell of it, and I'm like, yeah, dude, this beer's flat. What are you doing? And what's the rule of Bar Rescue? If the beer's flat, if they can't serve beer, don't order the food.
I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, dude, if they serve flat beer, you don't order the food. If
Does it
they
mean the
sell
food
people
is
that are
also
there,
flat?
huh?
Does it mean the food is also flat?
No, it means most likely the food it sucks or it's disgusting or it's just not good. And we asked the guys how's the food, and they're like, well, well, that's basically the sum of my correction. And I told a coworker about it. He goes, "Oh God, dude, you poor bastard. I had a good time, good meeting the guys, but yeah, it was something like just crazy things, man. I couldn't go to the event because I had this elder woman I know had a plumbing emergency or whatever. I had to go with that. I missed the event. And she's got to call somebody because that is way above my capabilities. But then also was just suckish, man, because we lost some people over the weekend, which kind of put down to things. We lost Johnny Hockey and his brother to being struck by a car DUI. They're both riding their bicycles at night. And then we lost Fat Man Scoop. Come on, man. Awful.
I unfortunately don't know of any of these people, but still unfortunate nonetheless.
Johnny Hockey was an NHL player. Him and his brother passed away, I believe it was Thursday night and a Friday. And Saturday we lost Fat Man Scoop. He was part of the rap scene. Yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. And for those who do not know, 104 episodes ago on this very program, and this is the early days, first year of the Caffeinated podcast, we found out that G Fuel and FaZe Clan were no longer a thing. In doing so, we kind
Wait,
of thought to it going, where are they going to go? Like we thought, hey, I know it's in the middle of the week, but you want to do an emergency show, and Teach is just kind of like, let's just hold off. Let's see where this is going. Let's let this cook. The very next day, and this was also not only during the pandemic, the height of it, but this was also during their phase one competition, if you remember correctly.
I do.
Overnight, everything G Fuel related got replaced with Ghost related. And the very next day, they announced that they were leaving G Fuel. They said that they were announcing with Ghost. So, between all of that, all the flavors that they had left, all the shakers they had left, the the stuff with FaZe Swag was in limbo, and he decided to go with Ghost. And
And
all
Rug was still
conspiracy
there.
with is Rug never left. He's individually contracted. Jev also individually contracted. But as far as FaZe Swag, he just went to Ghost, and people had a hard time getting their hands on these. There was a can debacle with that. So that was just nuts in its own way. Like I can't tell you how bad that was. Just all the drama, all the conspiracy. It all kind of went down to one thing. Did G Fuel burn the bridge? And I thought the answer was yes. Absolutely, I thought that they burned the bridge. Did you think so?
I don't truly know that answer, unfortunately. My take on it is I bet Ghost came to the table and they put up a bigger check.
So if you go by it's hard to level Ghost as a brand because they sell and offer so much. You know what I mean? Like when we had that, it was a long time ago, many moons ago, but we had that chart by the income or the revenue or the amount of sales that all the energy drink companies did. And Ghost went up 400%. But Red Bull doesn't make pre-workout. Red Bull doesn't make protein bars. Red Bull doesn't make all these solutions. It's like sleep, joint, gamer, focus, pre-workout. They make all these things. So as far as Ghost as a brand, yeah, it was cool seeing Tico have like the Chips Ahoy protein shakes in his Ghost fridge by his PC, I guess, but it just kind of seemed weird, and they left him in an awful spot, really. And they end up selling a ton of their product for 50% up to 70% off because they're like, we got to get this out of here now because it now became like 6 months later, they still got FaZe Clan stuff in the inventory on the website because because people just kind of looked at it like it was yesterday's newspaper. Why pay full price for it? It was terrible. And if you remember, Nick Merck said a lot of shit about G Fuel. He goes, sorry, but G Fuel is absolutely fucking terrible for you. I want it to work, but oh well.
So that's actually incredible that you bring that up because when like FaZe did the wipe of the roster or whatever the heck, and they have like the 10 limited people, he's still a part of it. So if they're now with
Yeah.
G Fuel, I wonder if he's gonna be like, "Oh, this stuff's so good," even though I hope nobody remembers what I said in the past.
Considering that Nick Merckx has a douchebag personality, they're gonna remember what it was. But again, right? If we're gonna go by a business move, right? So I guess now that it came down to as in there's many questions to ask about this, and now it was did we really think they burned the bridge? For me, I thought it was yes. But clearly that's not the case since they're doing business together. And I know FaZe Clan and mainly FaZe Banks, he did the major cuts. He said they got kicked out. He said they're back in a New York house, whatever. And I believe Nick Merckx is still a majority owner, right?
I don't follow
Or at least
FaZe.
I know
All
that he could pull weight or whatever. But all I remember is just seeing a random tweet that was going all over the place, and the FaZe Clan account was completely wiped, and it was like a blue screen on a PC, and it was Banks going, got the codes back. I'm assuming that means, the login information or something. But either way, Banks is under control and they're trying to basically, hey man, we got back to what it used to be. AKA no more celebrities, no more professional athletes, no more, well, I can't say cloud chasers or anything else, but I mean, again, you need certain guys to be there still. Like, I still think that whether if he was part of FaZe Clan or not, I hate his flavor, but as far as me enjoying content, I enjoy Jev.
he's
You
still
know what
with
I mean?
them.
I know. I'm saying regardless of the situation, I know he's still on, but whether if he was affiliate or not, I still enjoy guys like Jev. Rug is mainly like more of a lifestyle YouTuber, and that's not my cup of tea. But Jev, when it comes down to, talking about Call of Duty and such, I'm a fan. That's just me. But I guess the next question was, and this was a question going on from Bry. I guess we'll start with this. Who fumbled the bag more, Ghost or FaZe?
What do you mean by who fumbled the bag more?
Was it a mistake on FaZe Clan's part? Was it bad on Ghost's part? Because if you look at the tenure of I think it was 2 years that they were with Ghost. I think it was 2 years because I'm kind of just looking at everything. I think it was like 2.5 years, maybe. Maybe it ended early. I don't know. But when you think of the reign from FaZe and Ghost being a thing, you got a mid flavor and a flavor that nobody will remember.
So unless we know the true hard numbers, which we do not and probably would not be able to get that, there's no way of answering that question. My train of thought is that they were with G-Fuel for a very long time from the beginning. They made their checks, they ran their contracts, they had individual flavors made, and then I'm sure comparatively, when you really think about it, Ghost was starting to have an explosive entrance in the energy drink world. So they hop shit from G Fuel because G Fuel, in a way, was starting to get a little stale. You know, they could only read skin Jev or Rug's flavor so many times. Then here comes Ghost. Probably came to the table with a bigger check for the contract.
I mean, they were still giving Rug his skins no matter what because Rug and Jev's flavors were still there. They're still with G Fuel. So when FaZe Clan was doing their thing with Ghost, those two were individually contracted out. So as far as Chug Rug and Raging Gummy Fish, outside that one time where Raging Gummy Fish was off the market for a bit and came back as with a reskin, it really didn't affect them. That didn't affect them much. But as far as Phase X, as far as Phaseberry, yeah, I'm very disappointed. Because those flavors went away, and I'm like, what the hell? Like at reskin Phase X, man. Like, come on, that was a banger.
Yeah,
Like,
unless truly without knowing the numbers, I'm sure they just signed year to contracts, or like with Ghost, it may have been just a 2 year contract. A lot of times, contracts people sign, whether individual or as a company, are on a year to XY contract basis. I'm sure it was probably even with G Fuel, they did 2 to 3 years at times, and then just kept renewing. And it like probably they had their time up with G Fuel and wanted to move on to something else.
did you think there was missed opportunity there on Ghost's end or not really?
Regardless of how we felt about the flavor with FaZe and Ghost, like people definitely know the name FaZe, and they definitely were starting to know the name Ghost. So the two and two were definitely coinciding. I don't necessarily think it was one fumbling or another. I think too, the whole thing to the now phase, like the whole thing to phase at the moment is they're trying to go back to their roots. They want to go back to the old New York house and make content in the New York house, go to the COD videos, etc. They're trying to go back to their roots, cut up the roster, make it smaller, make it OG. And if they're doing that, they go back with their OG sponsor.
Yeah, that was actually wild. I wasn't sure where they were going with it. I just remember watching this video and I see one of the tools that they have has G-Fuel on the one of the I think it was like a sledgehammer or something. I'm like, that's weird. Where's this going? But then at the end when I see it, I'm like, no way. I didn't think this day would come. But sure enough, here they are. Now, what product is going to be released from here or re-released from here? I don't know. But to say the least, if this is going to be as a unit together, well, it'll be interesting to see if MFAM is going to have any stuff come back. But the fact that I saw Banks open up a watermelon limeade can at the end, it kind of thinks of a few things. One, as far as G Fuel and their cans, they're definitely still interested. Because there's been these teasers going all around. I remember somebody gave me a message saying, "Do you have this new snow cone can?" And I just told them, "Listen, me and my guys and ladies haven't seen this thing come to life yet." Remember it was in that one ad? It was like a snow cone reskin? Or not really?
I don't think I know. Or at least it doesn't
It
ring a
looked
bell because it might be so old.
no, it was definitely recent. It was recent. Not like a finish on the can. This was maybe like within like the last month or two. This was way after you're collecting or anything else. It came from an ad and everyone's like, "Where's this can? Where's this going?"
Yeah, I haven't
So
seen anything on
one
that.
G Fuel still gives a shit about cans, but I'm pretty sure we all are in this circumstance where they need to start over. And two, we got to think about what flavors we'd want them to bring back. Now, I know you're not a G Fuel guy, but any flavors you'd think that you're just like, bro, we got to bring him back?
If they were to bring back any, Phase X would
I
be
think
number
there's a
one.
few.
Phase
Phase
X
X,
is easily
absolutely.
number one. Um, Regardless of hot takes, you bring back Phaseberry.
I agree. You have to.
That's just like one of the staple flavors that's easy for many people to try and or get into. It's just a mixed berry.
Yep. Yep.
Phase X is a big one. You on sour fruit punch swags, bring that back if they don't
I
have
was
it.
about, and bring back his cans, face swag, doozy fruit. Yep.
I think outside of that, you're probably fine. And I don't know. Again, I haven't looked at the website in a long time, so I don't know if Sour Chug Rug's still on the site.
Yeah. Rug is separately contracted out, so he'll be all right. Sour Blue Chug Rug is still gonna be around.
That one Area 51 that they did with FaZe, cut it, abomination, absolutely atrocious.
Don't they reskinned it too? If you remember, I think it was with a Dragon Ball. Yeah, get rid of that fucking thing.
Yep,
Don't bring it back. Whatever you do.
just FaZe X and Phaseberry. That's the two they need to bring back.
And Doozy Fruit, as you recalled,
Yep.
the sour fruit punch, Doozy Fruit. Uh, hmm, anything else by them? Uh, Technically speaking, they already did the pineapple with, of course, of course. Uh, to each their own. We'll call Eve on that one, Bry. They already brought back they reskinned it with, Dragon Fuel. Oh, I'm sorry, Dragon Ball Z, sorry. But, if you wanna reskin that, you can just bring it back to Battle Juice. If not, you can keep the Dragon Ball thing going. Just my personal thing, but not sure if that means much. Speaking of, before we go back to FaZe again, So I saw the trailer to the Sonic 3 movie with Shadow in there. It's been rumored for a long time that Shadow, with the Sonic collabs going on, that Shadow would get a flavor when the movie came out. It's gonna be it's gonna be a while. But if you were to think what's a flavor for Shadow the Hedgehog, the world's ultimate life form, what would it be?
Black cherry.
Black cherry?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I tried the oozes, but which one had the better cherry flavor?
I thought they were both good. It's just, do you want sour or not?
Hmm. I was about to say because G-Fuel makes good sour cherry too. Remember the OG sour cherry? Ooh, that was so good.
You either do it as black cherry or you do blackberry.
Also, I'm kind of with Bry here. If you made it a cola, not mad. Speaking of which, I actually found something out. So I had a family member drop off a case of soda, but the sweetener is stevia leaf.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cherry cola, stevia leaf cola. Not bad. Not bad. No complaints. It's not as sweet as like you want it, I guess, but it's technically a diet soda, but a very good diet soda. That being the case, I'm not too mad at it. I guess another separate thing. You think Nick Merckx would have his flavor back? Maybe his cans, or you
Don't
think
know.
that's dead?
Don't know. I really can't say much in that situation.
I don't think anyone can, but is there a shred of doubt, reasonable doubt?
If I had to give an answer, I say no. For the simple fact of I remember when they were signing with Ghost, he was so bashful to G Fuel.
I agree. I just wonder how it kind of goes from there. I mean, hell, I still got face stuff around the house somewhere. I have no idea what that means for their Call of Duty team or anything else. I don't know what's going on with their esports. Will it be back on their jersey? I don't know. Is it good for the Brandon? Is it kind of like that? Everyone kind of makes it seem like it's that high school couple that needs to. It's like, great, you'll always get back together again no matter what. Just stop the bullshit and just bite your tongues and just make it work because everybody sees it.
I mean, honestly, the fact that FaZe didn't go with gamer subs, massive L, right? Huge L. They could have had each member. They could have had a waifu Nick Merckx, could have had waifu Banks. Such a massive L. They went back to G Fuel, not gamer subs. What an L.
Really.
Oh, I'm kidding out my ass. Are you kidding me? The fuck?
But I'm just saying, you could be onto something. Could you
No, I'm
imagine
not.
if that was the case?
I'm joking out my ass. I'm making a giant joke.
But if you think about it, at that point, FaZe Clan could almost sign with anyone they want.
Well, yeah, they have a name, but it's any company that wants to handle that reputation.
You know, GamerSub seems to be very good with PR. I wonder if that was actually if there was possibility of that being on the table, or if it was like you pull the Derek Jeter and it just goes, "Tell everybody I'm not interested. I got one goal in mind."
I mean, let me put it to you this way that you may or may not have known. Um, in like a surprising fashion, they kicked one of the most OG members that a lot of people loved way long ago when they updated the roster, which was Blaziken. A lot of people know him as, or now just Blaze. He has his own caffeinated chocolate line called Charged Chocolate. They could
I
have
remember
even done a
that.
deal with him.
Yeah, that I remember Blaze. Yeah, he was a older member. I think they just shortened it to Blaze because Pokemon, when it comes to trademarks, is an absolute son of a bitch.
For the
Is that
record,
correct?
yeah. For the record, I don't honestly, it never in a million years would FaZe be with gamer subs. I'm making a giant joke out of that.
I'm just I you know something tells me that they wouldn't, but would it benefit both sides very well? Yes.
I don't
It
think
would
they
almost
would because
be-
I
it would
don't think they
almost
want that like
be-
anime waifu nerdy persona added to them. It doesn't mesh with their brand. It doesn't mesh with their image.
That's a good point. Like, could you just imagine? I don't know. Something tells me that if you ever see Nick Merckx, he's gonna be promoting incel tears, of course. The banana cream pie flavor because he likes to be a chooch and act like a freaking quack when something goes wrong when he talks out of his ass. It's like, dude, right now I'm performing in front of 4 people. So it says here in the audience. You're performing in front of 4 freaking thousand at once.
I'll put it to you this way. People don't want to hear this, but let me put it to you this way. And of course, for reasons, this is why they don't want to hear this. If Nick Merckx, when they were leaving G-Fuel to go to Ghost, right? In that same scenario, if he said the things that he had said about G-Fuel for those reasons, he would say the same thing with them leaving Gamer Subs.
Absolutely.
When you think about it, other than the whole lead part that people want to make a big focus on, similar formula.
It really is. The dyes are still in both of them.
Yep.
And again, I understand the battle and the rivalry between both brands. It's as clear as day. And then here's you being the glitch partner going, you guys have less caffeine per serving and you guys still use dyes. Like what the
Not even shots fired. Not even shooting those shots right now. They're not even catching those strays right now. I have those gunners put down for a reason.
Hey, I'm not trying to do the Office meme where the people are finger gunning each other going, "Hey, down, down, down." No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying I remember that the waifu shaker from G Fuel came out. Gamer Subs is like, "Oh, hey, thanks for copying our homework." And this is just me reading all through the Caffeinated Podcast Twitter feed going, "Oh, we did it first. Hey, you guys are biter and need to stay relevant." And I'm like, you both still use dyes. Shut up.
I will also put it to you this way, even though it is not relevant technically to the podcast. Last I knew from their roster update with FaZe, I think G Fuel is the only brand willing to deal with Nick Merckx after all the controversy of the things he has said in the past.
Yeah. I mean, also, to credit, you know how they say new CEO means that they get a second chance?
I don't think that's how that equates to, but sure.
No, I'm just saying there's some people that say, "Hey, new CEO, is he bringing him back?" Hey, I don't know what was said. I see the business opportunity. Okay, here we go. Because Cliff is not running the show. They left under the Cliff regime.
Yep. Regime is one way to definitely put it.
I mean, it's the only way I'm putting it right now. I'm just saying, I remember towards the end of the Cliff regime, it's just like, yeah, when's BOGO? When's BOGO? Oh, this BOGO sucks. This BOGO sucks. If you have one every 3 or 4 weeks, not everyone is going to be great. Otherwise, people would order only once a month and not use a creator code. That's how it works. I'm not going to show that comment on screen, but there's a lot of people that spew hate. But also, if you remember, Sniper Wolf, because she was a dachshund asshole, that's why she got cut. And if you remember, oh God, I forget her name. I forget the creator, but the one that wanted to bring religion to everything. She couldn't hold her
Oh,
tongue,
Mac.
and yep, Melanie Mack. Thank you, thank you. Yep. Because again, right, when you use it and it becomes hatred, that is when we cross the line. Doxing, using your beliefs to hate others, and obviously, in the category of Dr. Disrespect, Drake, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Read my thoughts, read in between the lines.
I feel like there some Leonardo DiCaprio lore I don't know about.
Groomer.
News
You
to my
know how
ears.
the fact that he's always seems to be dating kids that are, I say kids because technically, if you're under 21, you're a kid to me. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
It's like, gee, how come Drake and Leonardo DiCaprio are constantly after 18-year-olds? Yeah.
The Drake one I knew. The DiCaprio, you lost me.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio, it's been kind of like the same kind of scenario. It's been going on for some time. It's Hollywood. It's Hollywood. But further on, before not putting more salt into that wound, because I'm not trying to go there.
Shaking the salt.
Shake, shake, shake.
Yep.
I'm kind of with Bry. As long as it's not doxing, hateful, or in the
PDF.
Dr. Disrespect of why he's getting canceled category, that's you kind of have a shot. And again, G Fuels needs something. Like another thing that Bry brought up and we kind of debated about, and I wanted to bring it up with you and viewers, is I think G Fuel needed FaZe Clan more than FaZe Clan needed G Fuel. Because if you look in the past 2 years, possibly 3, okay, the partner manager thing happened. Okay, that went and gone. FaZe left. Okay, that came and gone. And then, do I dare talk about the ambassador program? Here we go.
Wait. What do you mean now?
Well, let's be real. Before it was just making content and grinding.
No, well, I mean, let's be realer about it. Let's be the utmost real if we're gonna go there. That's all content creation. That's literally it. You have to do click farming. No matter what. That's all content is click farming. It was that way then, it's this way now. That's how people get somewhere with content. You have to make it clickbaity. If it's not worth clicking on, it's not worth it whatsoever.
Yes. But really, I think that G Fuel needed FaZe Clan because again, every time that if some guy does something stupid where it's going to hit Twitter and be a conversation for 3 days and he's wearing a G Fuel shirt or a G Fuel hat or has the G Fuel shaker, like that was, you know, that's just part of it. And again, they haven't had something. They've been slow ever since the ambassador program. I know it was still in beta, but I was wondering, okay, how long is this going to be in beta for? Now we have people who apply and don't get anything back to them. There's those ambassadors where I think that the ones that have like 100 followers and somehow got lucky, I don't really think they should. I'm not sure if they've earned it. I'm not sure if there's any cuts or anything assorted to it. Or is it going to be like W, where everybody has the chance to be their own person and best of luck to you?
It's
Because,
a slightly gray area because to an extent, the numbers that you can show that you get for CCV and more does slightly play a role. But what plays more in a role is can you prove how those numbers do represent you or don't represent you? For some people, the 100 follower dude on Twitter or Twitch, whatever it may be, he might actually be able to turn some sales around. That's the thing. But they also might not. If you can prove you can move sales, then that's different.
I agree. But I'm just saying these people that have, it's so hard as far as content creating, particularly if it depends on a live show or not. Because, there's people if you're on YouTube where you could rewatch the show and it stays there, it's so different. Whereas Twitch, I've tried watching Twitch when it's not been live, and it is just not the same experience. The excitement isn't there like it is for a YouTube or anything else.
Now, really, let me remind you of something, okay? And this hits us a little hard. It hits us very deep, but we're being honest, and it's something for everybody to always remember. How much have you made from this podcast? How much
0.
money have you put into your wallet from this podcast over the past 4 to 3 years?
Huh. That's actually very interesting. I can't even
0.
calculate. How much
0.
have I put into it, you mean?
No, not put into it. Have you? How much how much has this podcast put into your wallet? How much of a payout have you gotten from
Oh,
this podcast?
we already said 0. You
Yeah,
said how much money
0.
have we put into it? We spend a lot of time and
We've put a lot into it. We've had
tr
0 put
trying
in.
trying new products, updating our, camera software, all that. Yeah, it's been a crazy amount. You buy starter packs to try new brands, support the companies. Just for the record, 10 Curls, I just want to let you know this. Teach the man here, my handsome co-host. He is a glitch partner because of his separate content creating. Now, I have no idea how his content creating goes. I know content creating is a business, and I do not think it is my place to ask him about the numbers. That's just how it goes because it kind of just goes with everything else. It's like, hey, how's this? How's that? And when it's a friendly thing, I talk about it. And there's things we talk about off camera in a friendly manner. But when it comes down to numbers or if there's any money from it, that's his damn business and I will not ask about that. But as far as the Caffeinated podcast as a whole, this program, not related to a stream that Teach is a part of, this has made $0. Now, there have been people that have made kind gestures, and there have been people that have allowed us to try some products. There are people that have been very good to us, and we've talked to many good people. We've had things shipped out to us, products to try, people to talk to. But this show does not have any income of money.
To put it in a bluntly way, we have made $0 from Glitch with an I and Glitch with a Y. This show has made
So
$0 from any brands. Brands have sent us packages for review. We have spit this multiple times over the years. We don't have any sponsors. We don't make any money from this podcast. Brands have
there
always been
is
allowed to send us packages for reviews, for non-biased reviews, but we have made 0 from it. No matter if it's with a I, with a Y, if it's a fuel, a sups, no matter the brand.
this brand, this podcast, this does not have a code from an energy drink sponsor. This show is run by the both of us. This show has not had an affiliate code. This is not partnered with YouTube. This is just a platform. So as far as anyone who owes this podcast anything, nobody. Glitch sponsors Teach as a creator. They sponsor Teach Plays streaming on Twitch. Glitch with a Y, mind you, does not sponsor or pay this program.
Nope. So unless you specifically use my code at their website, nothing myself nor this podcast is making any bit of money.
Correct.
Trust
Although,
me,
like I said,
we have
I've liked
considered
to have
sponsors,
people
but
on the
we don't
show,
have
but
any.
still, we haven't had the opportunity for one. There was one where we
Partner prize,
thought
but I know
that
what
we
you mean.
had. Yes, so we did have one thing where we did have an opportunity to, but the problem we had and we agreed on together is the brand that we were offered from was an actual energy drink company itself, and we thought that that would make it biased. We both agreed that it would be biased that if one company was sponsoring the show. If it was something like, hey, if this was like, I don't know, you use our promo code for your DoorDash order. Okay, fine. That'd be absolutely okay. But we don't have anything like that. And we wouldn't do a bullshit product like Raid or League of Legends or some game that we have no interest in. The opportunity has not come up and it kind of goes from there.
If you
And if
want
you
to
remember
support,
10 Curls, I have no ties to anybody, and my content I do on my own does not have any affiliation with anyone.
if you really want to support the podcast, all you have to do is subscribe and at most like a video. Otherwise, there's no other way because we make
And
zero
share it
from
with
it.
a and sharing with their group here and there wouldn't hurt at all. I mean, heck, as far as I mean, even the reviews don't do so well as much as this, but I will say though, teach I so to everybody on the pod, I was able to find the Prime Dream Pop can. Now, I've been looking for this on and off for months, ever since it came out. And I even told Teach, and he goes, "How's the hunt, buddy?" And I said, "Teach, where I am in my county in Connecticut, I have a better chance of finding cheap Knicks tickets to Madison Square Garden than to find this goddamn can." So lo and behold, a Walmart 2 towns over had one there on a shelf, and here's me like going on my tippy toes for it to grab one can. I grabbed that, and of all things, I grabbed myself a Zippo lighter. I know, what the hell of a combination. And leaf bags, leaf bags.
Now, let me put
So
this as a disclaimer. Nor Logan Paul nor KSI has sent us a single cent for what I'm about to do.
yes, the chances of you finding this can, it may not be very good. But I will say this, and I will strongly say this. Number one, this should have been made in a hydration bottle since Prime started. Would you agree?
Yeah, I can see why you're putting that down because it did have a long connection with the legacy of KSI and his flavor with G-Fuel.
And I'm also going to state that this is the best product Prime has made.
Agreed. I will also agree with that. And for the record, we weren't paid a single cent for saying that we think this is the best flavor, our opinion that it's the best flavor of their energy cans.
By the way, if you're going by I did point this into the Twitter. Um the creator isn't on Twitter anymore, or not. He's not on Twitter, not posting anything on his feed, anything like that, but I do highly recommend, if you ever see the YouTube creator Legal Eagle. Legal Eagle covered Logan Paul and the Prime thing getting in trouble and all his lawsuits coming up. But yes, but really, Teach, trying anything made from Prime. What's beating that as far as flavor?
This is the only one I would like genuinely drink. That I'd be like, you know what? That sounds good right now.
I mean, it's hard to
Every
find a
other
good
flavor
orange
of
juice
their energy
can, but
cans is so mid. This one actually stands a chance against other competitors in that same similar flavor market. I would say it is better than Ghost's orange cream. I would say it's damn near comparable, if not actually has a fighting chance against a Reign's orange cream or even Monster's orange cream.
Yeah, because the best. I'm sorry, but this is just me. But if I hate saying this, but that's on par with Orange Vibe,
Also, Monster nor Rain have given us any single cent for me to say that. By the way,
and those are billion-dollar corporate. That's a billion-dollar corporation if you think about it. Respectfully, of course. But yes, I as much as I hate Prime, I really just hate the company as a whole. And you can say that I hate Monster too, but occasionally I just say, you know what? I got a craving for this flavor and I'm going for it. Like, there's sometimes people see me, I'm working construction. They're like, dude, of all the brands you're drinking, I'm just like, you know what? I can't do the green Monster. I got the sugar free version. Leave me alone. They're like, I thought you hate Monster. I hate the company, but here it is.
for me, I don't
Now there you
truly
go.
hate Prime. For me, it'd be very silly for me to hate a company. I think their energy cans are very mid and they're so much better out there. And if anything, the reason why they have made so much and continue to is because of their hydration bottles, which are beyond better. They're hitting the correct market there. But of course, they have so much excess market, they're going to move into others like energy.
So here's what I got, and here's what I did with Luke, a friend of the pod. So I will say this: if I am going to go out of my way for a hydration bottle, not named Gatorade, I'm going with Jocko.
Really
Yes,
interesting. I did not expect that
the
one. For reference, really wasn't given a single dollar to say that by Jocko.
the Jocko Blue Raspberry and the Fruit Punch hydration are better than Gatorade or Prime, and no coconut flavor.
I've never had
Yep.
any Jocko hydration, honestly.
So I will tell you straight up, the can. Remember during my it wasn't this year, it was last year. I took a day after my birthday, I went to Vitamin Shop, I grabbed all these new things to try, and most of them were complete ass. Do you vaguely remember that?
No. We got the
Because
receipts of the episode out there, but I just don't remember it.
I struck out like a son of a bitch, let me tell you. One of them was Jocko, and again, they just taste like Pepto tablets. It's terrible. Imagine having a green apple Pepto tablet, and it tastes like chalk in your mouth. This is from a can, mind you. Why should a can ever taste like chalk? It is absolutely awful. Canarosa. Terrible. As far as the hydration, very good. Very good.
I have not had
Ingredient
either.
wise and taste wise. Well, you also don't have a vitamin shop around you.
I don't, but I have Jocko energy cans near me, but I don't think they're the
Oh, dude, dude,
hydration
dude.
ones.
No. It's kind of like the concept of Prime. The hydration will come in a plastic bottle.
Okay, but I do have the one place near me does have bum, so they did have the lemon lime citrus, and then they have one other one. It wasn't the root beer, I forget what it was, but they have one other one.
Um Snow cone, peach mango,
I would know it if I saw
uh,
it. Oh,
there's a
I think it's the
cherry.
orange sunrise.
Not bad, not
Have you
bad.
had it?
I've tried all of them outside of the pink lemonade that's coming out soon.
I'm genuinely curious about the root beer one.
So, in comparison to what I had, there's this dive restaurant by there. It's a burger place that's been around for a long time. It's gone downhill over the years, just like everything else in the food industry the past couple years. But one thing they actually still have today is they make the root beer in-house. So this was before I went on vacation. I took to myself to go a in-house made root beer. And I gotta tell you, if you were to take that compared to a regular can or a plastic bottle of root beer, unless it's maybe a Stewart's root beer, a lot of times you'll taste like that bitterness at the end. You know what I'm talking about? Little bit, vaguely, maybe.
I'm sorry, continue.
You know that bitter aftertaste in root beer?
I think I know what you're trying to say. So yes, but I've never had any true bitter taste. But I know what you mean. It's like the root taste.
You got that bitter root taste at the end, and that's why a lot of people are turned off from it. What if I told you it was smooth all the way through, no bitterness at the end? I will tell you that I vouch for the bum root beer. Now, again, you gotta like root beer. I'm not. If you do not like root beer, I'm not gonna recommend it to you. But if you are a fan of root beer, I think you're gonna enjoy this because I certainly did. Because the I was so scared to try it, Teach. I was so scared to try it because there's only one brand that had an example of this, and there's a reason why they don't make it anymore. Try and take a guess. Bang.
Ah,
And everyone told me the same thing. Dude, stay away from the Bang root beer. It's rancid.
now, for the reference, I want people to know I'm going to beat this joke into the ground and beat this horse until the afterlife. Relly did not get paid to say bang, and we did also not get paid by Chris Baum to bring up bum energy.
Very true. Very true.
Now, when we are in the afterlife 70 years from now, I'm still going to beat that joke into the ground.
Also, the joke that you're back.
Teacher's back!
Hey! Yes. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. But really, Teach, please stay the hell away from those Jocko cans. I'm begging you. If
I've
you
never
and
had
you got
interest to, unless we had to do it for scientific reasonings of review.
well, if I would recommend something to you and recon, I don't want you to taste something that tastes like divorce. What?
We
Let me
haven't we
put specific.
those papers yet, buddy, so you don't have to worry about that one.
Let me put it in perspective for you. I would rather drink the RGF can than drink those.
Now that says a lot. For the reference, Jev did not pay Relly to bring up RGF.
Yes, please, I'm begging you, stay away from those. I would recommend you a G-Fuel can. I would give you a C4 can before I gave you a Jocko can. Because you would enjoy the C4. Yes.
I don't know about that one, Chief, but maybe comparatively.
Okay, did you not like the bombsicle?
I don't even remember it.
What? It was a mystery can, and you're like, hey, this is a good cherry.
Yeah, this one's actually not bad. And you're like, oh, it's actually C4. I'm like, no wonder why I feel the tingles.
I'm off the set. I'm off the set. Void of contract, if there was one. Oh man, just all in good fun, baby. Just fun stuff. I mean, but really, as far as sponsors go, I think there's one opportunity, and me and Teach thought this is just not in the best interest for us. But how all these creators get into the mix of all these other things, I always wonder about it.
And we'll put it also to you all bluntly. Relly and I, of course, it's Labor Day, so we wish everybody happy Labor Day. We considered taking the night off, but we didn't because we enjoyed making this. At the same time, a lot of brands are doing Labor Day sales in some way. So go to your respective brand that you enjoy and check out their deals if they have any going on and what codes and or no codes they're using to get respective deals. Typically, a lot of those deals are going to end by midnight tonight. So go check out those brands.
I agree. So, I mean, G Fuel's got some 35% off stuff, some 50% off stuff. Glitch is doing a BOGO, if I'm correct. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, we are still looking at people to join the Caffeinate alumni and be on the show. We've thought about having a guest back if he or she is free and going on from there. It's always try to be a good time over here, but we always try to talk about some relevance, stuff about a brand, stuff we don't know much about, something we could research more of. And not only that, but I still think that there was the G Fuel versus Gamer Subs versus or discussion that never came to life because of the obvious reasons. We thought would be like having two dogs locked together, and that would just not be a good time.
And except they're two chihuahuas.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, that would not do well. Be very nippy, and even the people that have them, they'd have their hands cut up. Ugh.
So, to put it bluntly, tail end of the show, to wrap it up, if you're happy for FaZe to be back with G Fuel, hell yeah. If you don't care, continue not to care.
Agreed. So I guess homework would be comment down below what is your favorite phase flavor. It could be from G Fuel or Ghost. It could be powder or can. Let us know what your favorite phase flavor is. It could be creator or just FaZe Clan. And with that, everybody, we would like to thank you for having us be part of your Monday night. We hope that everybody, because it's Labor Day now, there's still a little bit of summer left to go, but definitely the spirit of it is dying off a little bit. So please enjoy your late summer into early fall. If we do not see you before your team plays, best of luck to all favorite football teams. I'm not playing Teach week 1 this year, thankfully, like I did last year, if you remember.
I don't because I don't follow football, but
It
hopefully
was
the
it was
Lions
cheap.
actually make it to the Super Bowl this year because last year is the closest we've ever made.
It was Chiefs Lions week 1 last year, Thursday night.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember that. And we had Sin on the show too during that time. So even double whammy for that. I'm like, crap, I got two Michigan guys over here. Went on. But of course, everybody, still drink your freaking water. Tell your family members you love them.
Especially that one.
Take care. Brush your hair, brush your teeth. You turn the page, you wash your hands. And always stay caffeinated. Take care, all. Love yous. See you next week, hopefully.